And we've seen the full gamut of play out of Bomber. Will he come up with something more? We're about to find out in Game 3 of the Grand Finals of the Red Bull Battlegrounds.
And introducing our players in the northwest position as the Red Terran. He tried to go for an all-in Game 2. It failed, and we tied the series up. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Startail Bomber.
And down in the bottom right, after a base trade that narrowly went out of his favor, he pulled back by defending an all-in. We'd like him to take the lead. Give a cheer for SKMC.
Now that things have been equalized, MC is no longer down a game. I feel like that sort of flexibility that Bomber exercised in Game 2 has now shifted over to MC. He can now do a little bit of funny business, a little bit of funny play if he would like to, maybe try to throw his opponent off. However, I have a feeling that we're going to see MC just go very, very standard right off of the bat and, you know, just play his game.
Yeah, I mean, MC definitely wants to go for some later game situations. And, you know, honestly, later game, by that I mean, you know, like 10 minutes plus. There are a lot of two-base all-ins we've seen SKMC do, such as his infamous 7-gate off two-base with one geyser has thrown a lot of early expanding Terran players off. Some later Stalker Colossus all in, but the important thing is those higher tech situations are what always make MC feel more comfortable. You saw his ability to use those Blink Stalkers in Game 1. He'd like to use those again in Game 3 to get more of an edge.
You know, and I mean, it's a bit surprising because MC has some remarkable unit control with his gateway units, but, you know, there is still a threshold in which you feel safer as a player, especially when you're going up against someone as talented as Bomber. And Bomber may have faltered a little bit with his results as of late, but I really do believe him when he says, I am done with my slump and I am ready to just do damage to everyone who's standing in my way. And right now we will see the fast expansion. It was spotted there by his opponent, so MC knows that there is a low ground CC over on Bomber's side.
Yeah, this sort of low ground command center I just think is another way of saying, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna go back and play standard. I had some fun in game numbers 1 and 2 hiding those command centers, doing it all in, but in this circumstance, looks like Bomber is going to be going back to the exact same build that he's been doing throughout this tournament with a lot of success, and I don't even know if MC's had the time to study that play and adjust to it, because it probably feels, from the Protoss point of view, like a Terran who just seems to have way more stuff than seems possible.
And of course, he's starting to get those Marines up right now. He added the racks and then another racks behind it, which is pretty typical of this opening right here. And already we have some units making their way out, but they're just there to feign a little bit of aggression. We don't have any chronos going down on the cybernetics core at all. He's still sitting on the 1 gas, no additional gateways added, but he is moving forward with these initial units. There is going to be a bunker there, and I suspect he'll go ahead and turn around the moment he sees what's at the top of this ramp.
It is useful to take a little bit of damage, because even seeing, oh, I took 40 damage, I now have a good sense of how many Marines are in there. If you walked away with 55 damage, you'd be going, oh, maybe there's only 3 Marines in there. I wonder why he cut production. And that little bit of information, taking that shield damage, can help have a big influence in how you play out the mid game.
And so he'll be going back, and he's going to have those answers, Sean. But the Nexus thrown down for MC, feeling like he's in a safe position to do exactly that. Now moving over, make sure there's nothing there at the third. He's going to drop another Nexus.
Looks like we're going to have the ever so fun double Expo play out of MC. Such a fun build, and exactly the sort of play that can potentially thwart what Bomber's doing. Bomber doesn't have stim. He won't have it for some time. He really can't put any pressure on MC in this circumstance. However, what definitely makes Bomber a big threat is that 4th and 5th barracks that he gets so fast, plus those medevacs.
Now, can you give us a little bit of insight, Sean? You know, what is it that MC saw, or what decision, you know, what weighed his decision either way to decide to go ahead and throw down that double Nexus? Any thoughts on that?
I mean, I think the biggest thing is that there's a simple joint between these two bases with the ramps. This definitely makes it very, very easy to defend. Also why Triple Nexus is popular on Cloud Kingdom. Also the fact that it's diagonal position positions. MC is the sort of player who will get in a game, see what's in front of them, and then begin making the decisions. Not really going for anything too preemptively, but honestly, Triple Nexus, as long as you don't do it every game, is just a very solid build.
All right, well, we've got the engineering bay about ready to complete here for Bomber. He is getting stim. It's about halfway done at this point. He's thrown up an extra bunker as well, spread those Marines out quite nicely. Has fully saturated his natural as well. We see MC already transferring some probes over to that third base, and he is just gearing up with a lot of sentries out as Twilight Council is going down, and he's also following up with a Robo. Here we have the starport being made for Bomber, and he's just continuing his bio production.
Yeah, I do think Bomber, though, might not be going for that fast 4th and 5th as we've been seeing him do so much in the early tournament. I mean, given the fact that he's getting these geysers so early compared to his last builds, and holy crap, Bomber doesn't want to get all in. Missile turret to defend against... Oh, that's brilliant. Missile turret to defend against Dark Templar. But if he gets to mid-game and realizes that there are no DTs, he cancels this and saves a little bit of money. And if the DTs come up, he just goes and finishes it.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice. Yeah, that's pretty incredible insight there. As he just left it going at the last little moment. So he could do just exactly that. Finish it or cancel. There are more gateways thrown down for MC. Up to 8 gates now. He's bringing out some additional observers. He has added 1 gas at his natural as well, and he's going to get rid of this center rocks. Now over on the other side, we have 4 gases up for Bomber, and he has added 2 more racks.
Oh, there it is.
His arsenal.
A little bit of a misread by me there, but fortunately he will be bringing the noise right away, so it is going to be an action-packed mid-game as Bomber is very equipped to deal huge damage in this situation. And all you have to do in MC's position is defend, 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 but I mean, with what units he just has delayed for so long, he's going to have to get some amazing force fields.
Yeah, I mean, I also assume that just having these extra observers out are really going to help him in this case, seeing that this army is moving out, seeing that, of course, he is, well, he went ahead and canceled that missile turret, so now he's going to clear away the rocks, but seeing that he's no longer expecting that aggression and may actually be moving out here shortly. We have a 3rd command center quite yet, doesn't look like it, but I assume he's just going to build low ground. SCV is over there. Looks like that's exactly what he is going to do.
And now it looks like he is stimming those Marauders, rushing forward. 3rd base going down, generally considered a little bit of a late 3rd command center, but for Bomber, he is more than happy to have gotten this big swell of barracks. He's actually not really producing many more medevacs, just sticking with the 4 and going with a huge ground production. Very nice stop and start control there with the medevac production. And there with the factory, MC doesn't even care. He will reveal the blink. And Bomber might try to sneak around to some side or the other. And oh, it looks like he's going to try to catch some of these units in this neck. And there, we have some force fields even getting slightly misplaced. And it looks like Bomber is going to try to go up into the main and the natural at the same time. The sentries can't be both places at once.
Oh, they cannot. And there's a limited amount of units over here at the 3rd. It looks like he has completely forced out the units at the natural, but now fighting in this choke, trying to bring more units into the mix. Zealots being warped in. No more force fields left here, so he pops the Guardian Shield, and I think that this 3rd is going to get shut down.
Oh, Bomber with an incredible timing push demolishes the 3rd, taking down all 20 workers at it. Wow, really giving Terrans that hope that, yeah, these greedy Protosses, you don't have to do anything crazy early on. You do the big push, and the 3rd will go down.
There we have the push out by the Stalkers, but now a bit vulnerable. The factory coming in big there, giving him vision to go ahead and shoot a lot of those units as they are traveling back through the choke. MC, though, looking to get still a bit aggressive, pokes forward, immediately blinks back, and now we've got a bunch of Zealots warping in. Here we go, another fight at the natural.
And there we see the medevacs, get a little bit miscontrolled, going to the front, actually very low on energy. Bomber did cut medevacs for a very long time after he did this initial swell, so these units are starting to get quite low on health, but I'm not sure it matters, DJ Weed. We are seeing Bomber storm the front, and good game. Bomber takes the lead 2-1.
That is that signature Bomber aggression that has been talked about all weekend long, and quite a game as he puts himself up 2-1 in this series. He's 2 games away from not only winning himself $15,000, but also winning himself a Red Bull Battlegrounds as a sponsored Red Bull player. That has to be such a great feeling. And of course, reinforcement that they've made some good decisions.
Well, you know, the funny thing to think about from MC's point of view is that, you know, people like to talk about Squirtle as a player who gets a lot of second places, MKP as a player gets a lot of seconds, but in the USA, SKMC has had some trouble getting multiple second place finishes before, probably most notably that second place versus Puma at the NASL Grand Finals. So, I mean, you think about MC, he's always had a little bit of an Achilles heel against Terrans in some of these ultra important Grand Final matches.
It's a great observation. Here we see the next map. It is going to be Daybreak. Number of games on this map just absolutely staggering, but there you can see again another equal matchup there, just slightly favoring in favor of the Terran. 173, 175, but this is going to be SKMC's map choice. So as he keeps losing, he keeps on getting that advantage for the map choice, but Bomber, he doesn't seem to care too much.
Better you should, you know, win than be the guy who goes for the map choice every game.
Right. It's like, it's such a great advantage, but I lost, so.
Now, before we hop into this next match, I want to give another shout out to an esports organization out here in Texas. The Austin Barcraft. For all the people who I'm sure many attended out there, so many who weren't able to make it out today, but that's fine because they're watching, having a brew. And of course, for all the Barcrafts out there, hi, hello, thank you for tuning in. The guys in the mezzanine by the bar, like, we tuned in.
This is us.
Yeah.
We're the Barcraft. Yes, actually, a great movement happening at bars around the globe. It doesn't matter, not in the U.S., all over Europe. We even see Barcrafts in Korea popping up as well. You guys are awesome. Continue the support. It's great.